Hi. In reading Political Forces, in our textbook that starts on page 117 of Does Compliance Matter in Special Education, we are asked to discuss the role of the classroom educator in helping to cultivate thoughtful and student-centered resistance to the delay of federal accountability standards with the defining political forces. Our textbook describes political forces on page 117 as the intersection between policy mandates and economic and social power dynamics in national and local contexts, which in turn uh, affects to address educational inequalities like disproportionality. In reflecting on the reading as it relates to the role of the classroom educator, our textbook notes that on page 118 that it is rare for anyone from the state, district level, and school building level to challenge the political forces as it relates to disproportionality with IDEA compliance. Our textbooks also noted that no matter how educators use IDEA and no matter the effects of the compliance in practice, there was evidence enough that disproportionality was being sufficiently addressed by the school and its district. Most teachers comply with IDEA in such a way that it does not rock the boat and maintains the status quo of inequity in their school and the district. The role of the classroom educator, whether as a general education teacher or a special education teacher, is to collaborate with families and other stakeholders to provide students with the best possible education. This can be done by providing equity, not equality. If teachers are to be successful in providing students with the necessary skills, then leveling the playing field of disparities in the system is part of that process. Our textbook states on page 120 that due to the shifting political context surrounding educational policy in the United States and the difficulty associated with addressing the political forces, some concrete steps can be taken to challenge the zone of mediation at the political level. These steps can be established, uh, our textbook suggests, by creating one, a standard national measure for determining significant disproportionalities. Two, by creating accessible communication channels and even addressing issues of equality between equity between the schools. And third, uh, making sure that the district officials and the families are involved. Many times there is not a meeting of the mind. Regulations that address many of these inequities were said to be completed by 2020, but were delayed by the U.S. Department of Education by the Trump administration. It's really important that if we're going to hold our students accountable and we want them to be part of the process, in doing that, we've got to make sure that we lay the right foundation to address many of these inequities.